Hi, Bright Lights. Welcome. My name is Tina, and in today's video, I am going to do a tarot reading. I'm going to start off with a creative writing channeling that I did from my guardian angel, Infanshala, to get us started. Then I'm going to read some cards and pull some messages for the readers. Uh, so today's theme is more about so above as below. So we're going to capture not only what's going on in your current energy, but maybe some darker energy that might be surrounding you, and look a little bit at that because it is important to not only do the higher work, but to do the shadow work as well. So let's get started, shall we? So the message I'm going to read is from my guardian angel, Infanshala, and this is what I channeled earlier today. Keep trusting to move forward. The worst is behind you now. It's not that there won't be challenges, but they will not affect you in the same way as before. You will integrate with more grace and ease. Your road has been long and hard. You wanted to get the most out of this incarnation with the biggest impact for your soul, and you are not done. You will start to get the clarity you seek as the little crumbs from heaven keep moving you forward. You are beginning to understand you have a great purpose to assist in raising up your frequency and the frequency of others, to push our Mother Earth forward into a new way of being. This takes many special souls that have worked their way out of the darkness, that have opened themselves up to receiving the light codes for the new earth. Your purpose is integrating these light codes as a way to ground the energy into the earth. Know how important you are. Some of you will also be guided to create more light through your creative projects, healing work, and by simply being. The Ascended Masters commend you for your resiliency and want you to know that all is well. So let's pull some cards to get started. What guidance can my angels and guides bring forth to the viewers? So there is would be the foundation, the challenge, the conscious thoughts, the past, the environment, which is basically the environment where you sit or what's around you now. And then we are going to be where you are headed. So the first card that came up for the foundation of the reading is Judgment. And so this is about your calling, waking up to your calling, learning about your calling, which is basically learning about yourself, because the more you know about yourself, the more this starts to open up for you. So we can see that not only will it be your purpose, but you will be also helping to raise up others as well, just as what we had mentioned from the channeling about raising that frequency, starting with yourself, of course, and then working that into others. And so what you are going to be, what is your challenge right now? And so this is the Hierophant. Hierophant. I don't say that very well, so bear with me. So In this card, this is about higher learning. How are you going to get there? So this is your challenge. What is it that you're meant to do? And here, down here, you'll see the little keys here. So you're looking for those keys that are going to open up your path, your purpose, your um, what you want to bring forward into the world at a higher level. This is about the higher path and the higher timeline that you're trying to achieve here. And so, yeah, so that is what we're all challenged with as we continue to learn and grow. I'm hearing you've come a long way. You've cleaned up some things in the past. Hopefully, you've forgiven yourself for those things in the past as well, so that you can start to move forward. So, the conscious thoughts I'm getting are, this is something that is going on in your mind. And so, this is the Knight of Wands in reverse. And so, the Knight of Wands in reverse is can be very chaotic thinking. And so this is about, okay, paying attention to what's going on in your mind, what's happening, how are you feeling, what is really driving what you're doing, are becoming more aware of that, because there's a lot of, again, chaotic energy going on here. And I have a very busy mind. So I have to always be very aware of where my mind is going and what is driving that and how that's making me feel. And so with the Knight of Wands, again, we want to be able to calm this down and to understand that you are not your mind, you are not your body. So these are things that can take over, the ego can take over. The body can take over with, craving things that isn't good for it. So it's again, so this is kind of, we're all working on this so that we can grow in this higher learning, which is more of an ascension of awakening and bringing us to a more centered, trusting, balanced life. And so in the past, we've got the Six of Pentacles. And this is, giving and receiving support. And so you have, received some support in your life, you've reached out, and you've also given some support. So this is about, again, manifesting the balance, right, in our lives. But you can see that in this picture, he's looking at this one person and giving him something, while someone over here is not really getting anything. And so what this can represent is, what are you feeding on one side of yourself that maybe, again, we're not looking at on the other side? And this is about, again, we're talking about doing shadow work. Sometimes we neglect parts of ourselves. We push down old trauma rather than allowing it to come to the surface to be healed. And and a lot of times, there can be a little bit of this false positivity that we have to be careful of as well. That, that um, we need to feel these more difficult feelings if we're going to work through them, because the only way through is all the way through the other side. And we tend to want to do a little bit of spiritual bypassing, and that might be, just escaping, escaping through lots of different things, our phones, social media. It can be, drinking, or maybe, smoking a little weed. So we just have to be careful about, you know, finding that balance. He's holding the balance, the scales here. And so we want to definitely um, focus is the key here, being able to focus on what is important in a balanced way, and that's mind, body, and soul. So it's taking care of the mind, making sure that the mind is not overtaking us, taking care of our bodies so that we feel good. So then this allows the soul to come forward because we're not bogged down by all of these patterns and attachments and addictions that can keep us from our purpose, because you are a very important person here. There is a purpose for you being here. And if you were drawn to this video, it's because you are becoming aware of that purpose. And so um, we've got this environment. And so this can be the environment in which you sit. And so we've got the Magician in reverse. And so this is not acknowledging all of your gifts and tools, and maybe even misusing them in some way, or that could be somebody around you is misusing their resources and their gifts. So again, this is something about being able to look at it because it's keeping you down. And I wanted to say too, like this chaotic energy here that was in the conscious thoughts. And now these could be chaotic people around you, somebody that is um, kind of impulsive, and that might pull you into some bad behavior of impulsivity. And so again, this is the environment. So again, this can be someone that's manipulating you. You can be manipulating someone else. So again, it's really for us to start to become aware of what is driving us, what is making us do the things that we do, trying to please others, trying to make everyone happy, and that can be a manipulation. And I was the biggest people pleaser and didn't realize how that is a form of manipulation as well, because usually people who are more codependent in that way, where they're always trying to make everyone happy, it is kind of a form of manipulation, because you're hoping that will bring you something, some stability, some happiness. And so again, it's also not sticking your head in the sand about how many tools and resources that you do have at your disposal that you may not be seeing. Thinking a little bit outside of the box here on those tools and resources. And so we have a where are you headed? And so, the Seven of Swords in upright position, that can be kind of the stealth person, planning, but maybe be doing it in a sneaky way. When I see it more in reversed, it's really not starting to develop a plan. So not in a sneaky way, but a strategic plan on how you're going to start to heal yourself, because we are all the one who heals, and that means ourselves and others, because when you do the healing work, it we're all connected. So as we were talking, it helps everybody for us to do this inner work. So this is just starting to put a plan together in your mind, starting to maybe write it down, get it grounded in the energy so that you can start moving forward. Now we're going to clarify these cards as well. And so I want to clarify this challenge card, and we're going to pull from the Occult Tarot for the demon energy that is around you. And so when we talk about darker energy, it is nothing to be afraid of. but dark, but if you are on a lower frequency or lower vibrational energy, there are darker energies that thrive off of that lower vibrational energies. And as you continue to raise your frequency, your vibration, they can no longer attached to you. So this can be very draining if you're a match to a lower energy. And again, it's as above, so below. And so we're going to pull some angel cards because the angels are on the higher plane, and we call them the demons, or the darker energies in the lower planes. So the King of Cups, Aloser, is the demon. And so what this can be, and this can be about learning compassion, learning to again, this is about um an emotional manipulator probably in your life, um or somebody, that a parent that you grew up with, that it could be an intimate partner, family member, someone who's very manipulative. And so this is, again, a darker energy that's around you, that, again, it's not about being fearful or being, oh, is it this person, or making you paranoid. It's not about that. It's about recognizing the darkness in ourselves where we're maybe being controlling, or using sympathy or guilt or shame because we learn those patterns from our parents. Or there could be a specific person around you that, and would be someone that is a very good, because when you're talking the King of Cups energy, and that's why I think it's somebody more around you than it is you, this is someone that is very draining to your energy. And so these cords can be cut by just doing a cord cutting ceremony. You can, Steve Noble, I've talked about him. He's got meditations out there, and he's got a psychic cord meditation. Maybe I'll put a link to that in the description box below, because it's important to cut those cords and do that from time to time to start to release that energy, to free you up and to free your energy up to start moving towards your purpose. So we're also going to pull now an angel card, because the angels are also, and ascended masters are also working with you. So it's not all, like I said, it's not just the shadow, it's the light as well, and they work together. They do. The shadow serves the light just as much as the light serves the light. And so that's why I don't want this to be fear-based in any way. I've done a lot of shadow work, and that's very difficult to see where I failed, where my shortcomings were. But once I was able to do that and to forgive myself and to become aware of those behaviors, my relationships have gotten so much better. And my my world has just gotten better. So what came through is Green Tara. So she is working with you, and she is supreme protection. That's why I said you have nothing to worry about. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. And so we're going to get back to that trust again, to move forward and to let go of that old manipulative. This could be a very severe narcissist in your life, that they're very good at that, emotional manipulation. But Green Tara is here of the supreme protection and will help you to cut those cords so that you can start to move freely. And so the next one we are going to do is the conscious thoughts. And I'm going to go to and that's where that chaotic energy is, the Knights of Wand, if you remember that chaotic mind energy. So let's see what we can do, a gateway activation here. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And so this is the I am presence. Sorry, this card is so bright and my camera is not very good. My goal is by hopefully next month to be able to invest in a better camera. So the I am presence, light body activation work, and accessing the divine within. And so you can start to do some affirmations. You can start to do some violet flame work as well. Saint Germain and the Violet Flame, which again is karma work, which is very, very helpful for light body activation work. So you might want to seek out some light body meditations for you to move forward. And so the next one for this past energy and for this little bit of an imbalance going on here, we're also going to pick out what that shadow dark energy is. Vapula, the world card. So this is everything is at your disposal. This is actually you can see this here. He's got some injuries going on here. Maybe, he's got this wild beast corralled, but it's it's making sure that you go more accentuate your skills. You've maybe been procrastinating learning, maybe more advanced learning in your crafts and your philosophy knowledge. So you might want to look at that for the imbalance, and again that injury. So injuring yourself. So being again doing the healing work to bring our body back into balance there. I was just getting another message on this, maybe going, doing some research on some, if you haven't been feeling very well, on some herbs, doing a cleansing of, I've been doing a tea, with dandelion root, and you can do milk thistle. Doing some cleansing work I'm getting would be very, very helpful right now because um, doing your shadow work is only going to release a lot of toxins and stuff. So we want to keep you feeling good. So that was something my guides just brought through. And so we're going to pick another angel suggestion. We'll see what the angels have to say about this card. Oh, we have more of cutting the cords happening here. So it is definitely that message is coming through very loud and clear. There's some cord cutting that needs to happen. So there may be somebody around you that is trying to keep you from learning about these things, keeping you down a little bit. Maybe they're not supporting you. and making you feel again that you don't belong, that you're stupid and this is silly. And um, so I'm getting that for some of you. That may not be for all of you, but watch that. So we're going to pull one more of the occult for the darker energies, for that environment and what's around you. So we're going to see what's happening here. Oh, I had two actually pull out. We've got that Six of Pentacles that came through again. So there is some imbalance around you going on. And so this one is Amy. And this one is about, there's a lot of fire energy here. So this is again releasing those cords to bringing you about more about astrology and getting more familiarity here, because someone has you a little bit scattered. And Seer came in, which is the Six of Swords. And this is again about being too much of a follower. Boundaries here is coming through loud and clear whenever you see a horse. And people losing their heads on here. So again, you may be around somebody who is very abusive in some way. So be very, again, it's all meant because you set yourself up with this very difficult contract in this life, and that's all meant for you to work through and overcome, to build that inner strength, to because it's going to take us bright lights, the strength of it, to really bring in these light codes, to really ground that energy, because the earth is ascending and we need to help it in the ascension process to bring us to a better place. And so it's very important for us to understand what we're dealing with here. And so you're dealing with a lot of neglectful energy, a lot of people losing their heads, boundary issues. So again, it's us taking our power back, because it's we have all the power in the world. And I am going to bring forward a message from the fairies on that one for your environment, what the fairies are saying. They're a much lighter energy, very etheric, to balance that. Here we go, moderation. Moderation. And that can even be in spiritual practices as well. We can all get addicted to overdoing. But in this particular card, it is saying, is there something you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthily. Although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is okay. So again, it's not about going to any extremes. This is a beautiful card. I'm going to pull one more because we had two demons pop out. And so the other one here, we have the Fairy of Temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? Guilt is a lower energy that can bring in this more demonic, shadowy energy that feeds off of you. And when I say feeds off of you, I want you to understand that these energies put thoughts in your mind that keep you stuck in patterns. So they so that's when I say you're not your mind or you're not your body. Those things are trying to control you because they're trying to get something out of you. They're trying to get feed off your energy and so that they can stay relevant. But you have all the power. Just, dancing to happy music, all of that releases all of this energy. So I just wanted to bring that up because guilt is one of the things that, like we talked about this King of Cup energy in the when it's malignant is very much that manipulative energy, and they will use guilt and shame. Oh, how could you do that? Or I remember I had somebody who would bring up when I inadvertently had said something that offended someone, and this person would bring it up all the time. Like it was, and it took me a while to figure out that he was trying to make me feel guilty. And it was because these types of energies were around this person and they were trying to get him to make me feel guilty so they could feed off of me as well. And so that's where part of that goes. And so you can kind of see here the snake in the tree, the temptation. I always say kind of that devil energy, but everyone thinks the devil is really ugly and, uh, isn't that you would see the devil for what it is, but it's not. The devil is, these are the best looking people, these are the most charismatic people. That devil energy hides in the temptation, into those places. So the fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation. So, and whatever its disguise. So that was also perfectly matched to those two darker energies. And so we're going to just get a couple of final messages for your where you're headed from the sacred uh, destiny deck here. Ooh, embracing. That's very beautiful. Look at that crane and the sparkling fireflies. And so embracing nature, embracing stillness, how important stillness is, because again, part of this focus came through with the Six of Pentacles. you know, your creativity gets stifled if you've got too many projects going on. So you might want to really think about what's important to you and do some journaling to ground, the energy, ask your guides and angels for assistance as well. So getting in nature so that the good ideas can come to you, the good plan, and then write it down because it can be very fleeting. I have so many times have had this great idea come and I didn't write it down and then I couldn't remember it for nothing. It's like, did it again, darn it. So let's pick one final card I'm getting from the secret language of light, since we are working on our light energy. So let's see what guidance we can get that will come through today. Soul mating 34, which is communication. The 4 is all about trust. And so I think I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's got some beautiful colors. It has a heart up here and some flowers. And so soul mating, I'm going to read this particular one. So anyways, the 3 and the 4 added together add up to 7, and 7 is tied to the heart. So let's read this final message for you guys. Embrace your soul to reveal a partner. So this might be healing again. how we were raised, some old abusive partners, because a lot of times we take on those partners because we haven't healed from our original parental partners. And so we bring that into our intimate partners. So, what do we have coming for us? A new encounter or a deepening of existing union will profoundly change the way you perceive unconditional love. And this can be more than an intimate partner. This can be any type of a soulmate coming in for you. Chemistry between two people does not mean they are life partners. You have entered each other's life to awaken, expand, and open your hearts so wide that they may never close again. It may last for a moment, a season, or a lifetime. Time is not necessary to shift the cogs of your heart and feel the absolute ecstasy of you. A moment can open you to euphoria. The purpose of a soul relationship is to mirror your love and light and melt away any hard edges or walls you have built. Whatever is mirrored will intensify. Love and peace will feel bigger, but so will fear or pain. As above, so below. This reveals any wounds that hold us away from love so we can heal them as we embrace more of the love we already recognize. So, relationship is a reflection. So, that is a beautiful. So, here is some guidance. Don't talk about old relationships. Focus on what you want now. Fall in love with yourself. Treat yourself as your beloved. Nourish your heart with tenderness. Care for yourself as if you are the most important person in the world and know how lovable you are. When you are meditating, place a rose quartz near or on your heart area to help you feel unconditional love for yourself. And I have this beautiful heart-shaped rose quartz. I love that. So if you are in a relationship or have a partner, both you and your partner, I don't. So I am been in a healing journey for some time and am embracing my independence and healing myself so that I can manifest the best partner for me, a match, because we're all matches when we do get together. So both you and your partner sit or lie down comfortably. You can be in the same room or elsewhere. Do a meditation that will move you both beyond space and time into the beauty of love. So it is not necessary to be in the same place. So you can pick out any type of a opening heart meditation. Breathe in and receive the love of the universe. Breathe out and send this love to your partner. Breathe in and receive the breath from your partner and breathe out love to them. So, um, yeah. So that's some guidance from our guides. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I thank you for being here. And I wish you the best time until we meet again in the next video. So thank you so much for being here. Be love.